Hello again, everybody. Today is day 6 of the daily December vlogs that I've been doing. Um, and I had a lot of ideas about what I wanted to talk about today, and none of them were really working. And so today is going to be a little bit more serious vlog than I really wanted it to be. Um, this morning, the whole day actually has been kind of a bad day for me. I have a lot of stressful things that have been messing with my head pretty bad, and I didn't sleep at all last night. Most of the day today, I spent basically fighting myself to try and force myself to get some resemblance of rest. Uh, so that my body could reset and everything like that. Um, and I was going through my Twitter feed just to kind of catch up on everything that was going on. And I noticed that Kearys had uploaded a new daily December vlog, and so I watched it. And she mentioned a movie that I absolutely love. Mr. Megorium's Wonder Emporium is one of my favorite movies of all time. Um, and it really flipped the switch basically for me where I was able to kind of motivate myself to get up and do things, and get the video recorded today and everything. This is actually, I think, like the fourth time I've tried recording this, and so this is kind of the culmination of a lot of different ideas. Um, and she talked about a few movies that meant something to her. Today, I want to talk about what movies in general have done for me. Um, Many of you may or may not know. Um, when I was a kid, I was not a very popular kid in school. I didn't carry myself very well. I was picked on through most of elementary school and through all of high school. Um, and because of that, and because of other things as well, I had very large self-confidence and self-worth issues, which I still deal with today. And I really didn't have a lot of friends growing up. And I had people that I hung out with, um, at school. Um, but as far as people that I would truly consider friends, I could probably count them on one hand. Um, and there were certain points in my life where all of them, like in seventh grade, something happened that I don't even quite remember what it was. But basically, all the friends that I'd hung out with up until that point basically decided to kind of wash their hands of me. Um, and I don't even remember how long it lasted, if it was just a week or two, or if it was months or something like that. But for a little while, I basically had no one, um, except I think for my best friend Kevin. Um, and it really it really messed me up for a very, very long time. And I was a huge bully magnet too, and they would take advantage of situations like that. And the one the one tiny bit of hope I ever had was being able to go home, pop in a VHS, because that's what they were all on, and watch a movie. And for an hour and a half, I didn't have to be me. I didn't have to live in the world I was living in. I could sit there and lose myself in an amazing story. I could watch kind of a social outcast find out that he had a special power that let him save the galaxy. I could get lost in these very well created worlds where magic was real and you could fly and you'd never grow old. And just, it really made it easier to deal with the things that I'd been dealing with for years and years and years and years. And then when I got to high school, the weirdest thing about my self confidence issues was the fact that on the outside I appeared to be a very confident person. I could perform in front of people. I never had an issue with that. I spoke very well. Um, but on the inside, whenever there was any sort of conflict or anything like that, my response was always very self-deprecating. It was always my fault. Somehow I screwed it up. Somehow something I did or something I didn't do had caused all these issues. Even the bullies that used to attack me, it was my fault that they did it. And then in high school, I'd moved to a new school, and I didn't know anybody. And so I figured I'd try out for the fall musical to try and meet some more people and do that. And found out I was fairly good at it. I got a speaking role, which for a freshman was almost unheard of. And then I also got the romantic lead in the spring comedy that they did. And it really started to change my life. Movies and acting have turned me into the person that I am now. Had I not been able to watch characters grow and change and go through problems that I was having on screen and watch them and feel them grow and change, I never would have. I'd still be that small, self-deprecating boy that thought no one cared about him. And had I not become an actor, when I was on stage, I could portray a role of a person who was who they said they were. They didn't lie about their motives or anything like that, unless technically that was their character. But they were real people, and they got to be who they were, and everything they did was because that was who they were. And in my life, everything I did was done to try to make people like me or to make them stop not liking me. And it was really refreshing to be able to be a whole person where they did what they meant, as opposed to they did what they thought would get the reaction that would hurt the least. And while I was learning more in-depth acting techniques in college, I started to realize and started to develop the self-confidence to be these people that I'd been pretending to be for years. And it was a very slow, arduous process, and it got me to the point where I am now, where I'm not really ashamed of anything that I do anymore. I don't lie about anything anymore. I don't have to hide my motives or anything like that, or think that something I do is stupid. Yeah, there's a lot of things I do are stupid or childish or anything like that, but they're me, and that's who I am. And movies and acting gave me the ability to do that. I never would have been able to accept my own passions as real and as adequate if I hadn't played characters that had to learn to accept theirs. I never would have been able to deal with these crippling feelings of self-doubt and worthlessness had I not watched characters on the screen deal with those same issues and triumph over them and feel, because of what they did on screen, feel what they felt while I was sitting in a seat just watching them. And it's changed my life. Anyone that has I don't tend to get along with people that are like, oh, movies are kind of stupid or whatever, because they're not to me. They are literally the reason that I am the person I am today. So Sorry for this being kind of a downer today. Again, this is just every so often I have to have something like this. And fortunately or unfortunately for you guys, depending how you view it, you get to go through this little bit of turmoil with me. Um, what I'd like everyone to do today, in the comments below, talk about a scene or a piece of dialogue that affected you. It could be a positive thing, it really made you feel differently about yourself. It could be a negative thing, you were so upset that you walked out of the theater. Just a piece of acting or directing or filmography that just changed you, that invoked a feeling in you. Let us know what it was in the comments below. That's all for me today, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.